Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with Spain during the Peninsula Campaign. Last time around we only had one pretty terrible battle, in the sense that it wasn't too exciting. Mostly militiamen were cut down, but we did quite a few territorial gains. We retook the capital, and then we pushed out from there. And we also marched down all the way to the Portuguese border, and then we also took the part of Spain which actually has the highest pro-French sentiment, which even now, when it's under our control, is increasing. So the pro-French sentiment is increasing by 2.5 per turn. That will change, as I do have my guerrilla guy right here, ready to go ahead and murder the guy inside. The agent, whatever he's called, we don't know. We're gonna murder a few of them and continue to push the French out of Spain. Now there's a few units stuck behind line, but they're not really my main concern. My main concern is down here. Now we've cornered the French down here by controlling all the regions around them, but they do have quite the significant force. So we have Auguste Mormont down here with a full stack, and then we basically have another full stack over here. Now, as we can see, this one at least is seemingly all militia, so that should be quite easy to march on from this town right here, march down, attack that, take that out completely. This one could be a little bit more challenging, just before the force right now opposing it is half the size of it. Now, we don't know what kind of proper troops they have, but it looks like at least half the stack is proper troops, and the other half is militia. But fending them off with this army would prove quite hard. With that said, I think that's everything. Let's go ahead and turn and see if we can't come to a battle here and actually seal the deal on the troops that have been surrounded here in the south. Okay, so we actually, well, first of all, we develop anti-French sentiment to a whole new level. We get another assassin. So I get 2 attempts on this guy. I guess we can start with that. We do have tons of raids from the small forces that was left behind. So we have the town of Molina de Aragon, and we got a farmland up here, and then also a gunsmithing factory over there. Troops have been recruited, or cannons have been recruited in Catalonia. And then we also have church schools being built throughout the country. There isn't enough technologies though to deal with to be put in all these church schools, but that's of course not necessarily the main function of them, or why I've put them in play. It's more so that we increase happiness, but also spread anti-French sentiment throughout region, and also increase the agents that are being spawned. Now, before we go ahead and do some assassinations, I want to go down here to the south. So the Portuguese actually came in and they threw out the French troops that were situated right here, and then actually continued on into my territory, or into French territory. It's occupied. My territory that's occupied by the French. There we go. Now we're right. So they marched in and they actually took control of this bridge. Now, as we can see, they're no longer here, and that is because the French struck out and destroyed them. Not only did they win the battle at the bridge, they followed them to the point where they retreated and then attacked them again, and there completely destroy them, and still have the movement points to march back into town. Auguste Marmont marched into town as well, and then they sent out a force to block the bridge. So the French are no longer looking to conduct any offensive maneuvers towards our current capital in Seville, but instead is looking to defend what they hold here. And it looks like they're more concerned about the force coming from the north, which would make sense because that's a proper general. Now can actually bypass this force and go directly for Auguste Mormont in town here. But I'm thinking we're gonna strike this one first, so we're gonna march this force up and situate it right there, and then have the general come strike down there. So we'll attack from two sides. What I want to do here is, he doesn't reach anyways. I want to see what they've got though. Right, so this force looks absolute shit. Auguste Mormont has been shafted completely by the French army. We've got some skirmishers, some cavalry, but mostly it's militia. And I imagine this army is even worse in terms of what they've got. So it's all militia troops we're facing down here. It's going to be an absolute slaughter on all sides. I want to move the continue to move the priest. 78%. He might actually stay here for a little while, just so we get a proper 80% at least that is in favor of the Spanish government. Right, with that we're going to carry out some assassinations. So I guess I can start here actually. This guy has 4 stars, so it should be pretty good chance. He's got 49% chance. And boom! It was successful. And I think with that we're actually turning it very heavily anti-French at 6.3 per turn. This agent, that is, I'm pretty sure that's the second person he's assassinated. So very good. Actually, he should be heading this way to spy on this Salamanca province. University is being repaired. The priests heading further inland to consolidate our position. Now, this, we still need the priest here for quite some time. But I'm thinking he's gonna be ordered. He might be ordered north. No, I've got people there. He'll be staying on the border here so he can quickly move through. We have our provocateur. I think the provocateur will actually stack with the priest and the guerrilla guy. Unlike if you stack priests. If you have tons of priests. Yeah, it did increase. So it does stack, unlike some others. I think you can't like stack priests, or like it doesn't get as much as it would if it's 3 different guys. So we have a provocateur, we have a guerrilla, and a priest working on this province. So hopefully we'll be able to change this pretty rapidly. 7.4%. That's almost 10% per turn. We'll be changing that in, you know, well, however many turns. Here would be interesting to see these two idiots duel. At least Britain will do something to help me. So far Portugal is the one that's helping me. Now this guy doesn't make it all the way there. Let's have him march at least to the crossroad here, and then he can do the last jump next turn. And we'll have this guy make an attempt. If I'm able to assassinate this guy, because this guy, look at the stars he has. He has got a lot of stars, and he's exuding a lot of pressure on this province. Even now, anti-French is increasing 2.5, but that's with 4 agents in the province and a level 2 seminary. So he's exerting a lot of pressure. If he's killed, I mean, yes! Wonderful. That increased it. It only increased it to 3.2. We'll be increasing that as well. But that kind of frees this province up. Hopefully we'll be having more troops. I'm recruiting a lot of troops just to hold the province in place. These, not these guys, but these rebel civilis, or whatever they're called. They're gonna be able to hold the province. Right, is there anything? I mean, the thing is, I don't think I need to even station a force here. Yes, I do. But only slightly. I can exempt them from attacks and we can continue to move, actually. So let's go ahead and take Salamanca. There's a small force there, but nothing that I'm actually concerned about. 280 men lost. And the province is secure, and it is a military province, so it's actually good that we took that. The French were moving on expanding their troop recruitment capabilities. Now we've actually cut off their troops that are in Portugal. They have no direct route out in terms of going along the roads, because they would be heading out here. Actually, the only road leading in is this road here, because there's no road actually going directly from north down through here, because for some reason the road doesn't continue on through here. I mean, there is a bridge there though. Someone's going through the trouble to actually put a bridge there, even though there is no road. With that, I think we're done with all the movements. I mean, look at what we've done on the map. This is episode, what, 6? And I mean, the French basically have, you know, in terms of the troops and so on, once I crush the troops down here, I'm sure they've only really got troops back in France. So this was super easy of a campaign and not really interesting. I had high hopes. We had that one battle where early on, where we were fighting against a superior force of enemies. I had to pull my troops back. You remember the mountain? I had to pull them back and then push forward again and then charge and so on. But I guess it was kind of all an illusion. Just early on, I didn't know how to strike the enemy in a good way. And as it turns out, the enemy does not have a lot to come against us with. With that, I wonder if this force will strike out against us. Because otherwise I can move both. Yeah, I can actually move both forces then up close. So first we'll have the bridge battle. We'll absolutely massacre this force. 3,401 troops. Now they do have some regulars, but not a lot. Most of it is militia. It's going to be an absolute slaughter. The river will run red with French blood. And possibly a little bit of wine. Okay, so this is a little bit strange. I was under the impression that I was the one attacking, but now the French seem to be looking to cross the actual river crossing. I was going to send my cavalry over the bridge, but the bridge is actually just outside the range of the map. Gonna see how this goes as the French troops start to get across. I'm gonna allow them as much as possible to actually get across, and then once across it'll be easier to destroy them, because river crossing, they'll be tired. They're all clumped together, and of course they're sending over only the militia troops, as we can see right now. And they've completely neglected the fact that we've got tons of troops coming up behind them, setting up to attack them from the back. I was actually, as I said, I was planning to get across, to cross the river. Currently I'm not using canister because I feel as though I actually do want to lure them in. I kind of want to actually change the position of this cannon so it's easier for it to fire on the enemy. Could be a mistake, as right now the enemy is it's going to take so long time. It's going to take such a long time to actually get this in position. Okay, you're ready. you might as well open fire. They're, I would say they're close enough for you to pull back. You will switch. I think it's time for you to switch to canister. Right, the French are coming across en masse. All the troops, all the companies do have the range. Now, one is opening fire on us, but I'm not too concerned with a single regiment open firing on me. Alright, you're ready as well. So now they'll get cannon shot from two sides. I'll actually order the regiments from the hills to already start marching down. They are firing. Alright. Give them return fire, soldiers. You as well, if you please. It's a lot of them. Yes, there could be a slight risk here, but I don't think so. All the smoke and confusion of all the troops trying to march across. Okay, now en masse, they're all pulling back. At the same time, we're starting the barrage from the hill and sending down troops here to corner and envelop them. We'll continue on to shoot on them as they retreat. You can continue to fire canister for quite a while. Now there's a lot of them coming through, and I don't actually have that many troops to stop them. But I'm sure it actually will be enough. I'm guessing we can just ride the enemy down with cavalry. So we'll just move some troops out of the way. And have the cavalry now set up to come through. The general, or the commander unit, is about to be taken out. And I'm about to send across the cavalry to deal with these fools. Total ineptitude of the French commander to split his force like this. Right, let's not linger. Continue forward. We'll crush them right here. Right, the cavalry is in position. Well, looks like the French want to tangle once more and trying to get across. The cavalry is going to kill so many troops in this battle. Continuously firing canister towards them. I don't know if your canister reaches. No, it doesn't seem like it does. And then cannonballs from the hills are now landing in among the troops. Alright. I'm gonna order the cavalry to cross. Hold. Fire. And now we'll start to pepper them from this side to finalize the defeat. And they're already blocked in by this unit right here. Oh, there's one brave unit actually standing on this side. Might be time to tell the cannons on the hill to hold their fire, as I'm sure cannonballs might be bouncing through our own lines. Yeah, I think they're all going now. It's all ogre, as they say. It's all ogre now for them. When it came down to it, it probably almost took more time, actually, to kill the enemy after the battle than it took to actually win the battle. Because I didn't want any of those troops to retreat back to the town to reinforce that. There's no point in fighting the enemy twice. We lost 84 men during the battle, on which we inflicted 50 casualties of our own. Not super surprising, we had troops on either side, and then also the half circle wasn't complete and we were firing canister pretty recklessly. With that said, the enemy had only 62 men left after the battle out of a force of 3,400. Highest kills goes to cavalry, 800. Then we actually have an infantry unit at 466. They lost 7, killed almost 500 men, yet they didn't gain a single chevron, which seems rather odd. While cavalry gained quite a few, 3 here and 4 there. And artillery also gained quite a bit. But we were able to surround the enemy and destroy it. Now let's see if Auguste Marmont wants to intercept me. No, he does not. I'm gonna move on the attack and we're gonna combine the forces. Now we can't bring everyone together, but I figure we can bring most troops. I also just noticed there's castles on either side. There's actually a star fort there. That changes things a little bit, possibly. Let's not linger then. If it's a castle, the battle might take quite a while. Even though I do have amassed the highest concentration of cannons throughout the map, I would say. So let's go ahead and finish off this castle and destroy French force and the French general within. Strike forth, gentlemen! March hardy and to victory. We are marching up quite close to the castle to be able to lay effective cannon fire on it. We're also currently receiving counter battery fire from the enemy. Soon enough, I will render a hole in the wall and will storm the fort. But as that is probably going to take a while, I'll skip through that, and once we are ready to actually charge the walls, I'll come back and show you the progress. We just got the wall to 50%. And as you can see, I'm organizing my troops around the fort now. So we've got 3 units here, we've got 3 units on the flank, and then we've got a number of units through here. I've also seen off a few cavalry attacks. You can see some corpses along the ground here, some along here, and some there. And as we can see, the French have brought out a troop to stand in front of the gate. Now, what I'm hoping here is actually, I'm gonna move these guys back a bit. what I'm hoping here is that I'll possibly be able to use these 6-pounders by the horse artillery to actually blast open the gate. I'm not entirely sure if that will work. If it doesn't, I'll at least be able to use canister to break the enemy's spirit here and allow me to fire on the gate. Let's see about giving the cannons 1 round of canister onto the enemies at the gate before I go ahead and once more wait until we actually have broken through the wall. Like, actually broken through. Oh, they're coming at us! Oh, the second gun wasn't ready to fire. Oh, now it is. Fire! Wonderful. We'll see the French run before us soon enough. Oh. Cannon! The cannons are supposed to fire on the wall, goddamn you. Oh, they broke it! They broke the wall. Continue fire there. These guys are actually in the way. Oh, so they... Right. Right, let's move on capturing the castle then. I'll allow the triadors to fire, even though there is... Oh shit, there's actually a very high chance of them killing cannon crew, which they did. But it might have been necessary to make sure that the French troops here are forced away. Right, the enemy is giving up the walls all over the place to go down and protect the opening. We're gonna move troops in good order to start contest the enemy and see if we can't push our way through the opening. First, we kinda need to get rid of these bastards. So formations need to be allocated towards that. God awful enemy cavalry. Right, are you ready to fire? This cannon is ready to fire. For some reason it isn't. I order you to fire this gun. Go on. You know what? Switch to round shot. Aim for the gate. See if that works. This cannon simply doesn't want to shoot. I'll order you to fire on the ground close to the gate. Let a cannon shot rip right through the enemy. They're not interested in that either. Close to there then. Okay, right in front of them. Si, senor. If I'm not mistaken, si means yes, that means you're supposed to fire. How come this unit is not broken? By continuous fire of my cannons. More and more French troops are poured into there. What we'll do here is... They left the gate open, the idiots. Oh no. I shouldn't have said it that loud, I guess. We're gonna climb, see about taking control of that. Finally, they're gone. Can I get you to fire on the gate? With them gone, I think we're gonna actually try and climb the walls. What do you guys think about that? Okay, that cannon shot didn't reach. We might want to go even closer to the wall there.
The men of the Teesprings must rescue it.
Oh, my hussars! I never told them to stop chasing the enemy cavalry. They tried to come out of the gate. Wait, you can't climb? They can't climb the walls. Then I guess everyone will be ordered to focus in on the gatehouses. Now they continue to have the gate open, which I don't really like. Oh, they're coming out of it. Deploy the gun. Let's plug the gap here in between. The cannon's setting up. The troops here are setting up. We need to open a second hole. If we can. Reposition the guns here. Might open a second one. The enemy is continuously trying to force their way out of the castle and charge our lines. And as we can see here, it's not going too well for them. Where they're constantly being crushed. And not only that, with all the retreating troops, my hussars have actually made it into the castle. And is now poised to cut up all the retreating troops. It might be time to just sally forth into this mess and try and break them with melee, because they look like they're about to break en masse. What a mess. The French troops are in full retreat.
We have killed their general, sir.
And now the general has fallen. And our hussars won the fight at the gate. Glorious victory is soon to be mine. I'm ordering in the hussars to make a final break on the enemy. Attacking them from two sides. They're not gonna hold. They're not going to hold. The cannon is still firing at the gatehouse. I think we did 1% on the gate. On the door. 6% actually. Even with the general dead. Even with them surrounded. Yeah, they still persist. I'm gonna order my men to force their way through. Do the old force trick. See if we can push our way in through the enemy formation. The enemy's broken off enough that a cavalry charge at this point, even by exhausted cavalry, should hopefully be enough to send them home. Oh, there's a single bastard unit up on the wall as well. I still have half an hour left, so I can definitely get them, but hopefully they just give up as soon as they, as the main force of the enemy is destroyed. And there, finally, we were victorious. We ended up losing 268 men, while the enemy lost their entire force of 3,500 men. Given that we defeated another 3,000 at the bridge, means that we have slayed over 6,000 men this episode. Which is a really good achievement. Also, taking control of this fort is another really good achievement. Now, some of these cannons should definitely be sent to the army that went to Madrid, as I'm sure those guys are going to need a few extra cannons, as they only have 2, and it might be well to organize the 6-pounder horse artillery maybe within the same army. But there we have that. I think that in preparation of the next one, because there's going to be a lot of movement, I might do a few turns just to put the armies in the right direction, and also there's a lot of militia units that needs to be sent out, as I recruited tons of them last episode. So I'll be setting up for the final kind of push to push the French out for the next episode. I mean, looking at it right now, I'll be surprised if I'll name an episode Part 10 at this point. But there we have it. We'll see what you guys think, and we might just try and do a co-op campaign in this. But yeah, as it stands right now, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!